Dragon Ball Daima premiered on October 11th with fans praising the animation and expansion of the Dragon Ball universe. Dragon Ball Daima follows two vengeful Majin from the Demon Realm who finds the Dragon Balls and wish for Goku and his friends to become children. I'm your boy Joshua Freeman, and today I'm going to break down the good, the bad, and the ugly of episode 1 of Dragon Ball Daima. Starting with the bad, the first bad thing about Dragon Ball Daima episode 1 is the lack of consistency between shows. It seems like Dragon Ball Daima is canon, so it doesn't make much sense for Toriyama to change the way Kibito and Supreme Kai became unfused. In Dragon Ball Daima is Majin Buu, but in Dragon Ball Super is dynamic Dragon Balls.
Have your own bodies again, but I thought once you fused together, you couldn't go back.
That's normally true, and as much as we hate relying on their power, we asked the Namekians to separate us using their Dragon Balls.
I'm not a huge fan of sacrificing certain plot points from the other shows to better serve the plot points of this show. The original idea of the Potara earrings was that becoming unfused wasn't an option, and even though Vegeta and Goku became unfused because they went inside Majin Buu, Kibito and Supreme Kai was forced to stay fused. And I like how Dragon Ball Daima cleans it up by simply saying that Buu helped them become unfused. But the fact that Dragon Ball Super already said something different doesn't make it any better. We'll see if there was an adequate reason for the change though, as the show goes along. The next bad thing about Dragon Ball Daima is the fact that Trunks and Goten will be babies, which means they won't be key parts in the series, which ends up as a disappointment. Trunks and Goten were already not utilized that much in the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, so the fact that they won't be in this series as well sucks the excitement out for the show a little bit. Also, the inclusion of Trunks and Goten would have added more great father-son moments, but as kids, while also adding in the other dynamic of fusion still being on the table. Nevertheless, Trunks and Goten won't be that important in the series it seems, and that's the bad of the first episode of Dragon Ball Daima. Dragon Ball Daima packs a lot of good things into the series within just the first episode, as the series manages to build off the previous series, which is set as Dragon Ball Z. The first good thing about the series is the animation. The animation adds a fresh new style similar to the Dragon Ball Super movie Broly, and the flashback scene in the Dragon Ball Super movie Superhero. It will be interesting to see just how the style continues to develop as the series goes along, from the showing of the different forms, to how detailed it'll look when each character is beat up. The next good thing about Dragon Ball Daima is the expansion of the Dragon Ball universe with the Namek's origin. Dragon Ball Daima explains the Nameks, as presented by their pointy ears, are from the Demon Realm. And even though this does bring up more questions, which I'll ask later, this is a nice way to continue the lore of the Namekians and add even more depth to their race. And the final good thing about Dragon Ball Daima episode 1 is the fact that we get another good sparring match between Goku and Vegeta. It's always nice to see them go at it due to them being bitter rivals. And even though it wasn't that long, it still did well to bring the nostalgia back immediately with the characters. And when it comes to the ugly of the first episode of Dragon Ball Daima, the only thing that's ugly about it is the fact that the Gatsu and Goma wish for the Z Fighters to become children and the children to become babies. But why not just wish for everyone to be babies if that was the case? I mean, that pretty much guarantees his plan would work, but instead he makes the ugly decision when the better one was right in front of his face. But overall, that's the only ugly thing about the episode. The episode does leave questions though that probably will be answered down the line, but I want to ask one now. First, so Dragon Ball Daima is saying that every Kai is from the Demon Realm? I mean, isn't the Demon Realm evil? I mean, I just think it's interesting that these beings from an evil realm are tasked with protecting Earth and the universe. So it'll be interesting to see just how Dragon Ball Daima explains the Demon Realm origin more as time goes along. So there you guys have it. That's the good, the bad, and the ugly of episode 1 of Dragon Ball Daima. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, and also let me know which video you want to see next. But until then, this is Joshua Freeman. This has been Joshua vs. Anime. I'm going to see you guys at the next match.